organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV, a new campaign on campus is looking to prevent sexual assault.
And find out how one Coralville attraction is puzzling its guests.
The fall isn't only for the typical sports of football and volleyball.
Some Iowa sports are making their appearance as well. Find out which ones coming up next.
All that and more coming your way.
This is Daily Iowan TV. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jeremy Meyer.
And I'm Nikki Crossway. Pope Francis arrived in the United States Tuesday for a 6-day visit. Wednesday morning, he spoke at the White House and addressed the country on fighting climate change. He said, quote, "It seems clear to me also that climate change is a problem which can no longer be left to a future generation. When it comes to the care of our common home, we are living at a critical moment of history." The Pope also addressed other hot political issues such as immigration, inequality, and religious freedom.
The University of Iowa Police issued a crime alert on Tuesday regarding a reported sexual assault. The UI officials said that the incident took place in a West Side residence hall on Sunday, September 13th. The alert states that the survivor and the suspect knew each other after meeting online. This is the fourth reported sexual assault for the 2015-2016 academic year.
College campuses across the nation, like the University of Iowa, are launching campaigns against sexual assault. The UI's Rape Victim Advocacy program is making strides to educate students in the community about sexual assault on campus. Reporter Alara Bartlett gives us the inside look on the new campaign.
The Rape Victim Advocacy Program, or RVAP, provides confidential resources to victims of sexual assault. The program strives to raise awareness about the issue, as well as train members of the community to identify and intervene in unsafe situations. RVAP's new "My Cup Is Not My Consent" campaign is designed to promote awareness that sexual consent may not be given while a person is under the influence of alcohol.
So we know that over half of all rapes that occur on campus involve alcohol in some way.
Flyers to spread the word may be found throughout campus, but this is not the only way that RVAP is helping to make the community safer. The Raise the Bar program trains staff members at local bars to be able to effectively deal with potential assaults. RVAP also trains students involved in Greek life and athletics so that they may help teach others what they need to know about preventing sexual assault.
It can happen to anyone. So when your friends do tell you, it's really important to believe them.
This is Alara Bartlett reporting for Daily Iowan TV.
The results are in. The dogs were doped. Investigators believe multiple racing greyhounds from Dubuque, Iowa have ingested performance-enhancing drugs. According to the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission administrator, 12 greyhounds, the Iowa Greyhound Park, have tested positive for ractopamine, a drug that is believed to have performance-enhancing qualities. 2 kennels are no longer allowed to participate in races at the Greyhound Park, and 2 of the dog trainers have been suspended.
An excessive amount of rain fell on the western side of the state and will continue to fall into Thursday. The National Weather Service has announced a flood warning for the Council Bluffs, Iowa area, as well as parts of eastern Nebraska, after 8 inches of rain fell. Flash flooding has already occurred in the area, and more heavy rain is in the forecast for Wednesday night and Thursday. Iowa City got pretty lucky this week and stayed clear of all the heavy rain.
Yeah, so far so good. No flooding on our streets. Let's toss it over to Peter in the weather studio. Hey Peter, is it going to stay that way?
That's right, Nikki and Jeremy. Fortunately, we won't be having any floods anytime soon. And we had a relatively warm day for the first day of the fall season. Luckily, this warm day will continue on to tomorrow, and in the morning we will start off in the low 60s, and the afternoon the temperature will increase to mid-70s. And the evenings we will have a temperature in the mid-60s and we'll end the day. Moving on to the extended forecast, Friday we might have some clouds, but the temperature will be warm in the high of 79 and in the low of 54. And Saturday we will have clear skies with a high of 80s and the low of 56. It will be a great day for the football match against North Texas. This great weather will continue on to next week, and we will have a clear sky and a temperature in the high of low 80s and the low temperatures in high 50s. That's it for you in the weather studio. Back to you two at the desk.
A Storm Lake man has been found guilty by the Buena Vista County District Court on Tuesday for forcing his wife to terminate 2 pregnancies. The Storm Lake man was charged with 2 counts of forced consent to termination of human pregnancy, 2 counts of assault, and a count of second-degree sexual abuse, amongst others. A sentencing date has not been set.
Downtown Iowa City has a lot to offer for both students and visitors, but a growing number of homeless people have caused safety concerns. Councilman Kingsley Botchway spoke on the issue Wednesday at City Hall.
Right now we do have a kind of an individual. He does kind of a downtown beat, and he does a lot of work surrounding the folks that are that are part of that public space. And so I think that's going on from that standpoint. As far as panhandling and what we can do from a city standpoint to help visitors, even residents, feel more comfortable when they come downtown. The ordinance is in place. Maybe we need to figure out the different way to be enforced. I'd like to revisit the ordinance.
Concerns about safety can be brought to the police, and comments on the city law can be addressed by the City Council.
There's a new mysteriously fun attraction that has caught the attention of all ages here in the Iowa area. It's called the Outfix Escape Room and was recently started by local attorney Carolyn Byer. It's one big game that challenges the players' detective skills. In a mystery named The Lost Will, visitors are locked inside a room that once belonged to a deceased relative. Once inside, participants have 1 hour to use their detective skills to find clues around the room and eventually crack the case. The clues can be figured out with a variety of different puzzles, musics, and maps. You won't see many of these in the area. That's because Byer said she got the inspiration to start the escape room after a trip to the Czech Republic with her daughters.
Prague had an escape room, and my younger daughter suggested that we go. So we did, and we had just an absolute blast. And I came back and I thought, why don't we have this? We need this. So I started to look around and see whether I could make it happen, and it fell together.
The dates are set. The candidates are coming to college campuses. The Commission on Presidential Debates has announced the location and dates for 3 presidential debates and 1 vice president debate. The debates are set to take place on college campuses across the country. The 4 lucky universities include Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, Longwood University in Farmville, Virginia, Washington University in St. Louis, and the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. The dates are set to take place in September and October of 2016.
2016 President candidate Hillary Clinton will be addressing the nation's largest LGBT group, the Human Rights Campaign, on October 3rd. The Democratic candidate plans to speak to about 800 activists and leaders who will be attending the group's largest annual fundraising event in Washington, D.C. According to sources, Clinton will be discussing the challenges in the fight for full federal equality.
Well, Nikki, the weather is still nice enough for baseball. It's fall ball for Rick Heller and company right now.
Speaking of fall ball, let's send it over to Hannah Holly in the sports studio.
As Peter mentioned earlier, it was a beautiful first day of fall outside.
Absolutely a little on the warmer side for this time of year, but hey, I'm not complaining.
I don't think the Iowa sports teams are complaining either, especially not the baseball team.
The team opened their fall season on Saturday, September 20th against the Ontario Blue Jays.
Jordan Maloney has a story on the success the team had on their first outing. Jordan?
As the regular season for Major League Baseball is winding down, college fall ball is just getting started. The University of Iowa baseball team kicked off their fall season on Saturday, September 19th at Dwayne Binks Field with a 14-inning matchup with the Ontario Blue Jays. Iowa is coming off a record-setting 2015 campaign, finishing their season with a 41-18 record and the program's first NCAA regional win since 1972. But the team looks forward to a new start.
Well, I guess first and foremost, we need to gel as a team and become a family, and that takes time. It just doesn't magically happen.
As has been the story with this Hawkeye team, their defense is set to impress. Black and Gold allowed only 4 hits and posted 2 errors on Saturday, and their progressing offense recorded 11 hits in their 10-0 win over the Blue Jays. While the Hawkeyes have 4 returning positional starters in Joel Booker, Tyler Payton, Daniel Aaron Morial, and Nick Rossetti, the team is still filling the holes left behind by graduating seniors.
You know, we've got a good set of captains. We have Tyler Radke back, who was one of our captains last year, and they're doing a great job. You know, the seniors, the older guys, they're stepping up. Nick Rossetti, you know, a lot of the guys, Calvin Matthews, you know, those are the guys who are really stepping in and filling the void from a leadership standpoint.
With 16 new faces on the team, the Hawkeyes will use this fall season to prepare for January in hopes to hit a home run come regular season. That's all for today from the Diamond at Dwayne Banks Field. I'm Jordan Maloney with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Iowa baseball team will welcome members of the Hawkeyes 1972 College World Series team to be recognized at halftime of the Iowa-North Texas football game this Saturday at Kinnick Stadium.
Absolutely. And another Iowa sport that's about to get started with their opening season is the women's and men's swimming and diving team.
The team hosted their annual media day inside the campus Recreation and Wellness Center on Wednesday afternoon, just in time for their season opener.
The team brings back an experienced group, plus some young swimmers that have the opportunity to really grow early in the season.
We are blessed to have returning NCAA qualifiers and point scorers at NCAAs, and that's a meet we clearly want to be at. And be scoring. So that adds a level of maturity for this team, a young team that as a coach and a coaching staff we really look towards. I think what do they say, the best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores or whatever. Yeah, they come back almost like different people, athletically, physically, mentally. They're adjusted to school. There's a lot of positives for that. So that's how we feel this year. We've got a strong group of sophomores, and we feel like some people will really emerge.
I'm very excited for the season. I feel like we got a lot of great incoming freshmen, and I think a lot of talent is here, and I'm really excited to see where we can go.
Obviously, last year was good for us as a team, even though we didn't do as well at NCs as we wanted to, but I think it'll be good. It's going to set the mentality right for a lot of the newcomers, especially, and it's something for us all to build off of in the future.
Both teams will head to Chicago this weekend, where they will face Illinois Chicago.
And as we continue our talk of who's opening their fall seasons, now we go to men's tennis.
The Iowa men's tennis team will take 3 members to Kalamazoo, Michigan, September 25th through the 26th for the Western Michigan Invitational.
Jonas Larson, Niels Hallstrand, and Tony Leto are the 3 Hawks going to the trip and will face off against 70 other participants from 8 different schools.
Women's tennis will also be making their fall season debut in Greenville, South Carolina, at Furman University for a 3-day tournament starting on Friday, September 25.
Iowa women's tennis head coach Katie Doherty was quoted saying, "We'll see some of the best teams in the country this weekend. This is a great opportunity to compete against top players and teams in the ACC and SEC that we don't normally see during the year."
Iowa is all over the map this weekend for the fall season.
Now here's a look where other Iowa teams will be traveling over the course of the weekend. Soccer continues Big Ten play, as well as field hockey and volleyball travels to Nebraska.
But there is one team that will continue to hold their home field advantage, and that's the Iowa football team.
That's right. Holly Iowa football sticks to Kinnick Stadium for their game against North Texas on Saturday afternoon.
We will have what to expect from that matchup on our Thursday edition of Pregame Football.
Be sure to check it out. Guys, back to you at the desk.
Now, before we leave you tonight, one furry creature is making his first appearance at the Detroit Zoo.
Tofu, a red panda cub, was born June 22nd and made her first debut at the Detroit Zoo this Wednesday. Tofu is about the size of a house cat and has received much attention from visitors and social media. He's so cute. Jeremy, look at him.
Not a whole lot else you can say. That's going to do it for us tonight on Daily Iowan TV. Thanks for watching.
Tune in tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com for the latest in news, weather, and Hawkeye sports.
I'm Jeremy Meyer.
And I'm Nikki Crossway. Go Hawks and good night.